Welcome to Trading Lounge for the Asian indices for the 12th of June, and starting with the ASX here, we're looking at wave 4 being in place now, and we're looking at this as an impulse wave here that's not finished, but once it is finished here, we're looking at it as wave 1, and we're back for wave 2, up for wave 3, 4 and 5. So this sequence here would be in line with the US markets as well, so just bear that in mind. But let's go in and take a look at this little trend here on the 4-hour chart here. So in a bit of a nutshell, we're looking for 5 waves up through here. Within that, we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and we've got a nice strong third wave here. So we're looking for the 4th wave here, and then there'll be a 5th wave. Because the extension's in the 3rd wave here, that means that wave 1 here and wave 5 will be roughly the same length here. So with that in mind, let's go in. I mean, I think that the good trade would be trading this 3rd wave up through here. So that's the one. So just be careful you don't lose money in this top here, and also in this correction here. So on the hourly chart here, I'm looking for wave 1 and 2 here, and then all of this is a 3rd wave up here, and then an A and a B and a C for the 4th wave here. Now, I've moved the stop up there, the red line here. I've moved that up from down here to up here now. We've long here, we've taken part profit here. We'll leave the stop here. And the reason for that is that this little trend through here, I'm having a little bit of difficulty in working out the 5-wave structure within that, and I've looked at it. We'll have a look at it now in 100 ticks, but I've also been looking at it in 20 ticks as well. So yeah, it's just there's a little double bottom in here that I can't figure out. So I don't know if we've got 3 waves up here, and this is a 4th wave, and then a 5th wave up to this point here. Thursday in a bullish trend is normally the bearish day, so that would be in line with our bullish weekly cycle. But this little area in here, I just wanted to talk about that for a moment, because if we've got one more move up here, then we'll have our top in play, wherever that is over here. So we've either got it in here or we've got it in here, and it'll just depend on what occurs in this little space here. So I'm just going to bring over my 20-tick chart. So that was 100 that we're looking at. So from the top here on the 20-tick chart, I can look at this down here as wave 1 or wave A here, then A, B, C here for wave 2 or B, and then this counts nicely down as 5 waves to this point here. So we can have wave C here, and that means that we can go up from here. If we were going to go lower here, then I need it to fail pretty much around here, and I'll just talk to you about that. So if this is the 3rd wave and this is the 4th wave here, then we'd roughly look back for our 38.2% retracement level, which is here. So this is really where it can fail from here. And if we get one more move down through here, that means that we'll have 5 waves down. So we'll have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So that's what you need to watch out for, a move down to 6550. And then we'll have a bounce off that. So if we're going to have a bounce off that, then we would look for a little A wave here, a little B wave here, and the little C wave coming in here, and then we would go down again then. So would retest the supply, so at the 72 here, and all of this little block here would be the resistance here for wave C here. So what we can do here is just wait to see if we break down from here. I mean, if we were looking up here, we'd look at this as an A wave here, a B wave down to here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then would look for one more new high here. Well, it doesn't have to make a new high, but it's nice if it does. It'd be difficult to count 5 waves in that little structure there. So maybe one more new high here we can allow for, and then we would need to see it move down from that point. If it continued to move up, up into the 6570 2 area here, then you know that this wave C here comes into this play here, and that will be a little wave 4 here, and then we would make a new high above this one here. But Thursday is normally the bear day, so I'm thinking that we would make this down here as a structure here as wave 5, and then some sort of little ABC pattern here, and then we would come down a bit further from that point, and then we would see then we'd be going from wave 3 here to wave 4, which I can bring in over here. And we would look down. I still can't draw on this one here, but we can pull down to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. So I'll just go back to the hourly chart here. So it would look something like this here. We would look for the A wave in here, a little B wave in here, and then a C wave coming into this space here. This is the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here, and just above that here, closer to the medium level here, 6.5, is the 38.2% retracement level. So we're in a strong market, but this is kind of what we'd be looking at here. So the big if here is that if we get this down here, then we'll get an ABC coming back into this space, and then we'll see another 5 waves down in this space here. And then Friday, we would see bullishness come in again from this point. So yeah, if this moves up a little bit higher here, then we're going to be moving up here for this wave 5 of 3 here. If I'll just copy that and that. And then we would start our ABC pattern from that point. Okay, so I've tried to understand this little move here. I just can't get my head around it, but yeah, so the answer will lie in this space here. Okay, so that's enough for that. On the other markets, if we look at the Hong Kong market, we're also looking for another move to the upside here. So any move down through here would come back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, the 38.2%, if it came down from this point here today in the next session, and then we would see Friday and Monday push up into the 28,000, where you can take profit at that point. We'll still leave the stop out of the way here to get to the 28. So that's about it at that point for that. And then we would see a correction from that point. So trading to the 28,000, but also allowing the market to come back down here. If you use the stochastics, then you should be able to get a buy signal in around this area through here to add to that position to get that last move up there if you wanted to. And also India as well. We're looking for a top in India, and we just need confirmation for a move down from that. So from wave 4 here on the daily chart, the move up here, looking at this as 5 waves here in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. A little bit rough in here, but still looking for that top here in this space. And if that's the case, we're still looking for a down movement here. So yeah, we just got to be a little bit careful here, because I mean, it's a bullish market, so we don't want to go short unless we've got some evidence to go on. So on that case, I don't think the 4-hour chart's going to tell us much more. We might have to go to the hourly chart. I mean, just viewing this here, it looks kind of impulsive here, but I can also see that it can be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down to this point, which is fine too. But what we're looking for here is that if the 12,000 became a support, then we would go along from that point. We don't have that yet, but we would be looking for, well, it's the old move here, the classic trading levels pattern. So we'd see it like this here. So our trade would come in from this point here, and then we can look to add at that point there on the upside if we get that pattern here. So what we're still looking for here to go long, and this can also be for short too, we're still looking for perhaps one more little move up, and like this here. So let's just go into the hourly chart here and look at this setup here. So I mean, I would like to assume that this is an impulse wave to the downside, but I just don't have the evidence, for that. So this can also be counted as corrective down here, even though it appears to be impulsive because of the strong third wave here. So if it was going to move down, then we can look at this as an A wave and then a B wave here, and then we need to count 5 waves in this structure here for the C wave. So this would obviously be 1 and 2 in here, or even 2 over to here, or even 1 to here and 2 to here. This would be a third wave here, a fourth wave here, and a fifth wave here. So even as a long trade, we wouldn't chase that to the upside. We need that top to come in play first. And then once it's in and it comes back and tests support, which it will, then then we can look at it from that point. So if it moves up from there on the second time, well, then we can go long from that point. Otherwise, it moves up through here, comes back down through here. If it takes this low out here, then we can look to go long at that stage there as well, short rather. So you could probably get a better position in there, but when you think about it, from this low here to this high here, what you would want to do is kind of understand where the support would be. So the first thing that we do is look for the 61.8% retracement level. You'll have to readjust that to that high, and that would bring us back down here somewhere. So really the market can move back into this space here for support, and then move up from there. So that's why going a little bit further down here would be a little bit safer at that point, because we're trading against the trend. We really want that, to be clear that we're on that side of the market there. So the setup's coming into place. It's we've been waiting for it for a while, and happy to trade either side. It's good not to marry a particular trend without any evidence. So yeah, we'll just sit patiently and wait, because the last thing you want to do is lose small amounts of money getting in and out, and it just takes up your time. It stresses you out. You're far better off looking at other markets. I mean, personally myself, that's why I like stock trading more so than indices, because I can flick through hundreds of stocks just looking for setups. So there's always something happening, something to do, something fresh. Alrighty, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.